It's TMNT time! But it's also Batman time! Two things coming together. It's the DC Collectibles! Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mikey as Batman. This one is an SDCC exclusive, which I was able to get that Big Bad Toys. So not much of a hassle, but really just you need just these two things coming together. Batman and TMNT, two of my favorite things in the world combined. And I have not even seen the movie yet, like the animated movie. I'm sorry, man. It's just like there's so much stuff to do. But anyway, let's have a look at the figure. So to be honest, I wasn't expecting that much of this, but spoilers, I kinda like it. So, first and foremost, have a look at the size of this guy. He stands at about 14 centimeters, almost 14 centimeters to the top of his bat ears. 13 if you're counting the head. About 5 inches to the top of his head, and like 5, almost 5'3" to the top of the bat ears. As already mentioned, this is based on the animated movie Batman vs. the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and as such, it has really its own art style, its own design, which is a little bit more kid-friendly. I'm not saying that as a bad thing, because I really like the impression, especially for Mikey. Expression, not impression. He has the round white eyes, has a little bit of paint bleeding, then he got some nice black line work that goes on throughout all the figure. But starting off at the face, you have the little ones on the side. Teeth and the tongue are nicely painted. You have the bat ears on top of the head just sticking out because obviously the cowl would be too big, would be too small for his big head anyway. And then you got a nice giant cloth cape, and I dig it. I'm a big fan of cloth capes. I don't like plastics capes. And this one is big. It's really big. Like, look at the wingspan. The cloth span over there. Also segmented into 3 parts to make a little bit of a ripple effect. But yeah, it looks great. Great cape. Really can put this entire thing around the figure and have him be more mysterious. It even goes around like multiple times, so that's great. Also, you have the orange bandana sticking out, which for my taste, it's a little bit too yellow, but you know, details. Very, very small details. As mentioned, there's more line work in the shell, which is actually very cleanly done for this part. And you got the elbow pads, simple, but that's the design of the animated movie, so I'm not complaining about it. It just has the line over there. It is clean, so I gotta give him credit for that. You got the M on the belt, and another thing I have to mention is I like the belt. It looks kind of leathery, even though it's just plastic. It is. Is it movable? No, not really. I thought it was kind of movable. Well, I guess it's connected in the front and on the sides. You can move it as such a little bit around, but you cannot take it off. And then you got the shell in the back. Now here is where the line work falls apart just a little bit. Goes over the line and has some holes in it, unfortunately. The shell itself does look very nice. I like the color, the brownish shell. Also, it's brown on the side where the shell continues. They're never really clear on that. Sometimes this is green, sometimes this is kind of yellowing. So I'm digging the brown. I'm on board with that. And then you got the hands, nicely molded. Does he have fingernails? Yes, fingernails, and some more detail inside of it. As we move down, you got the knee pads. Same thing. Doesn't have any detail on it. It is nicely molded though around the knees. And these knee joints are really stiff. They're already stiffening up again. I heated them up before that because I don't want to break this guy. More line work on the thighs and the rest of the legs. Move down to the feet, which once again has them fingernails, well, the toenails on there, and a nice little made in China. Yes. So for the articulation, I'm gonna start off with the head, which I think is just on a swivel. It doesn't really go all the way around because of the cape. I mean, you can force it, but I don't want to. It just kind of rocks side to side, tiny teensy bit, but I think it's not supposed to. Same with back and forward movement, so I'm just thinking it's on swivels. And these bat ears are really sharp. Ow. For your shoulder articulation, you got a simple hinge that goes up and down and also rotates around, and that's basically for all of it. Also the shoulder up and down, rotation, the hand goes up and down, and also has rotation. For the chest area, you have somewhat of a wiggle. You can tell this lower part is not completely connected, but on the other side you have the shell that's really just blocking it, so It's not really doing much. It does tilt side to side a little bit. It does go forward a little bit. But yeah, don't expect too much from that. It's fine that they tried something like that, and it's very well hidden, but eh. Then for the legs, you can rotate these because these are on ball joints and also hidden nicely, covered up by this piece. Goes forward, doesn't really go to the back because it's blocked by the shell. I mean, forward you can push it. This is soft plastic. So at least you got that. It does go out to the side and back. Not really. Double hinge knees, let me be very careful with these. They go all the way up together, so it's like, this is really good, and it looks fine. Nicely covered up by the knee pad. They did a good job of that, and then the foot is on not a ball hinge, so pegged in ball hinge, goes forward, back, very nicely inside side, also allowed. So overall, like, articulation, I'm really impressed with it. It's nice, it works. What's not so impressive are the accessories, because you got a manhole cover, which is painted like a pizza, NYC. Pretty sturdy stuff, but also random. You got 2 thumbs up hands and 2 open hands, while 1 for each side, obviously, and 1 pizza piece. This is very nicely done. Has some decent detail on there. But do you notice something? Do you notice a thing with this Mikey figure, which like a Mikey figure should have? He even has little pouches for his nunchucks. But he doesn't have nunchucks. This is literally the first time I remember that I bought a Mikey figure that doesn't have nunchucks. Like, what the bat? So that's gonna bring me to the final thoughts, and I like this figure. Although it has some problems. First, out of business, it was advertised that he has fist hands. I looked at Big Bad Toy Store earlier and it should have fist hands. He doesn't have fist hands, but we've seen it and there was no fist hands. The other thing is, I mean, yeah, this figure is pretty straightforward. It's kind of bland, but that's the design, and I think they still did a great job with it. Articulation-wise, like I was saying, I'm impressed. The only big negative for the articulation is the head. That really, you don't really get much out of the head. I'm okay with the stuff that's going on in the chest. I mean, like I'm saying, at least they tried. It's alright. As far as the accessories go, once again, it's good. Could have some nunchucks. Like, it should have some nunchucks. Like, really. Especially for Batman Mikey. Like, imagine Batarang nunchucks. Wouldn't have that been amazing? What a missed opportunity. But overall, yeah. I still like this figure. He clocks in at around 30 bucks, which, you know, I mean, that makes it like, is the value okay? I mean, it's average. It could be a little bit cheaper, but I'm okay with the price point for what I'm getting. So that's it. I do recommend this guy if you're a fan of TMNT, Batman, or crazy crossovers in general. I think this figure is solid. Could be better, but it could be a lot worse at the price point as it is. So that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Mikey wants.